No, you're not the only one that finds it strange. This is strange. This is messed up. Like, 2 girls cannot share a guy. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do something very different. I just didn't want to focus on hair, but also introduce more types of like videos and stuff like that. So for today's video, we are starting Dilemmas with DELINA, and it's pretty much where I just give you guys like advice that I have, how I feel about certain topics. I asked you guys on Instagram a couple days ago just to give me like, let me know like any problems that you might be facing, or some dilemmas that you need advice on, or questions, concerns, stuff like that, and I'll just give you my take or how I would deal with it. I thought this would be cool. Let's try this out. Let's see how it goes. I'm not a professional or anything. This is just my opinion. But if you want to know how I would deal with certain situations, then keep on watching. Alright, so I have screenshots of all of the, I don't know what to call them, your dilemmas. This is going to be anonymous. I won't say who this is. You know, go keep your privacy. But okay, let's start. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is, how do you handle a long distance relationship and keep the fire alive? And I did get a bunch of questions about this. Someone else asked, how do you deal with long distance relationships during this pandemic? So I am in a long distance relationship, kind of. It wasn't something that like we initially thought would happen. Like we were both in the same city and stuff like that, dating, and just like with work and stuff, he has to go far away and I'm here. It is annoying. It's really annoying. I remember last year we had close to like 5 months apart, or 4 months, I totally forget, but it was right when the pandemic started. So, and now we're doing like a couple months off, couple months together. It is hard. It's very hard. All I would say is like, make sure you guys have good communication and that you guys make time for each other. Have some time during the day where you just talk to each other and just talk about your day. Have the open like communication. Don't hold things in. If you have any problems, like talk about it right away so that it doesn't build up and it gets harder with like when you guys are not together. For me, I just always have a problem with like, he's my best friend, so I always talk to him, and it's kind of hard like not seeing your best friend for a while, like especially when you don't really hang out with like that many people and stuff. I'm trying to deal with that, and I'm trying to keep myself busy. So I would say that, keep yourself busy. Again, talk whenever you guys can. Don't like forget about them, because that will make them feel like trash. And then I also saw this thing that said, it was like a therapist, and they said like, it's always easier to be mad at that person instead of admitting like that you miss them or something. So I tend to do that. Like, it's always easier to just find little problems and nitpick and stuff like that instead of actually feeling the emotions of like missing that person. So just put your pride aside and you can do it. You can handle it. It will all be oh my gosh, because it will all be worth it in the end. The next one says, how do you gain confidence in a toxic middle school? How is your middle school toxic? Well, I guess it can be toxic, but for me, in my head, it's like those are younger kids, and there's so many like things that they don't know about, and like whatever you think is important during middle school is honestly not important when you get older. Like, I honestly, middle school, it didn't really affect me. Like, the decisions I made then don't really affect me right now. Like, I didn't make any crazy decisions, but I'm saying like even your classes that you take or the friends you might make. Of course, you can always fall into the wrong crowd, which is what I'm not saying to do, but just live your life. Like, don't stress and think like whatever decision I'm making right now is gonna affect me in the future. That's for high school. Middle school, it's like when you are going through puberty and stuff like that, and you're not sure, like everyone is uncomfortable in junior high, and just, I mean, for us it's called junior high, which is from grade 7, 8, 9. Everyone is going through that awkward phase. Like, everyone doesn't know what to do, so like, don't think that you have to have stuff figured out. That's for high school and university. Try and stay like with good people, like a good group of friends. Don't try and do things to look cool or act cool, because you're just gonna end up regretting it, even though it's not gonna be like a drastic change in your life. Just stay true to yourself, do what you like, and don't fall into peer pressure. This is a long dilemma type of thing. It's like a story. It's about 20 of those little squares. So this looks juicy. Let's start with this one. I'm gonna read this. This would really help. The person I've been seeing for 6 months now acts single in front of other people. We both live far apart and he barely calls or texts me, but when I fly to come see him, he treats me so good, but when I return back home, he barely bothers to keep in touch. This is not starting off great. Let me just say that. And why are you flying to him? He claims it's because he's too busy, and he also barely calls his mom. But when I'm with him, he never wants to take me out in public. He just keeps me in his house. Are you a pet? Like, what is he doing? I'm already like annoyed at this guy. He didn't want to introduce me to his friends, but after I fought him over it, he did. I told him I can't keep giving him wifey privileges when I'm nobody in his life, period. Even though his close friends don't know about me yet, I'm flying 6 hours to come and see him. He would never do that for me. This guy sounds like a waste. Oh my gosh. Okay, I made sure to get him a Christmas gift, but he didn't, and he also forgot my birthday. One day, he opened his phone and he had 4 different folders of this naked girl. I asked him why, and he said that he never bothered to delete them after he stopped seeing her. I felt so uncomfortable that he had pictures like that when I thought we were getting serious. I see they text, he likes her Instagram pictures. Oh, I recently learned that she was pinned on his favorite messages with his mom. I felt hurt because I thought that was my place. I asked him who she was, and he said she is just a friend. Of course, it's just a friend, but girl, you already know what he's doing. He makes me feel like he only wants me for sex, and because I'm a bad bitch. He doesn't treat you like one. Like, what's wrong with this guy? Okay, I asked him to make me his girlfriend, but he would rather die. He keeps telling me that we should just keep seeing each other until he comes to my city to join the military. To join the military in a couple months, and then we can be in a relationship. When he's barely there, I'm so in love with him. I don't know what to do. He's taking advantage of me. He's so toxic, and I keep going back to him, and he loses more respect for me every time. When we stopped talking for a couple days, he went and got blank from that girl, and he told me when we got back together this morning, she posted a picture of him and her kissing on the cheek. She captioned, "I miss you." Am I the side chick here? Yes. How do you upgrade from a situation to a relationship when he is resisting? I feel used. How do I stop going back to a toxic ex? Okay, I feel like you already know that this is not how a relationship is supposed to work. Like, every single thing that he does is wrong. I don't know why you would want to go back to him, or what makes you like what do you like about him? Because he's not treating you as if like he doesn't respect you at all. Like, and honestly, like, you have to respect yourself in order to get respect from like other people. I would say like cut ties with this guy, and it's already easy because he's in a different place, like in a different city, so you don't have to see him every day, but I know it's gonna be hard. What I would do is I would break up with this guy and focus on yourself. Love yourself from head to toe, and then you'll find someone that loves you just as much, because he has absolutely no respect for you. If he did have respect for you, he would have made you feel like a queen and like you're the only girl in the world. Like, what do you mean? You've caught him doing all that with this girl. He doesn't introduce you to guys, I mean to his friends and stuff like that. Like, you don't deserve to get treated like that, and I would run. Like, what's wrong with him? No. Okay, so now the next question, this one's kind of a question, says, are you in school? And if so, what are you majoring in? And if not, how did your Habesha parents handle it? So I am in school right now. It's just so weird, like with COVID and everything, it pretty much flipped my life. Well, not all the way upside down. Like, I'm grateful that I'm healthy and like I was able to still work and have a good life, even though there's like a pandemic and stuff going on. But I mean, I figured out like a lot of things about myself with the pandemic, and what I like to do and what I don't like to do, and what I want to do in life and stuff like that. I am in school right now, but before I used to attend like a big university in my city, and I was doing political science, but it wasn't what I genuinely wanted to do. I honestly just chose it because it's what I liked out of everything else in university. I just knew I had to go and get my degree because of like my family. Of course, there's a lot of pressure. I'm the first daughter, first granddaughter, first niece on both sides of my family, so the pressure is real. Last year, right before the pandemic hit, I was like on a little trip with my grandparents, and they pretty much talked to me and like asked why I was like rushing to get done with my degree if I wasn't even going to use it. So they just said like, why don't you do something that you like to do that you could potentially use? So I switched to business. I'm focusing more on my like hairstyling and wigs and stuff like that, and I actually like what I'm doing. So I feel like business will help me, and it'll also show like my family that I can get a degree. But it's just so hard to stay motivated and like to actually do it, because I know I don't need it to do what I want to do. It's just gonna maybe help on the side, but it's more to show my family that I have a degree. It's really hard, but just I feel like if you have good communication with your parents, it's not like, this is not specifically for Habesha parents, even though they have like certain standards. This is for any parent. As long as you like communicate what you want to do with them, I feel like you're okay. Keep them updated and stuff like that. And for me, what also helped is like I'm now paying for everything in my life. Like my parents are not paying for my school anymore, or like I moved out, so they're not paying for anything, and I basically have the freedom to make my own choices. And now that I'm going to school, I'm paying for it, so I'm responsible for it, and I don't feel like I'm doing this. Like before, I would feel bad if I missed a class because I'm like, oh my gosh, my parents. But now it's all up to me, and they don't really have a say in what I do because it's me that's paying for it. So that also helps, but I know it's hard to do. You'll figure it out. Just have good communication and let them know. Okay, and I have another dilemma, and this one is not too long, but okay, let me go ahead and read this. So it says, this guy wanted to be in a situationship with me, although he liked my good friend. Are situationships like the thing now? Why would you want to be in a situationship? I just feel like it's trouble. So he wanted to be in a situationship with me, although he liked my good friend and was in a relationship with her. Okay, you already know what you're doing. Okay, let me just keep reading. He knew she was my friend, and he still wanted to have a thing with me, despite knowing that. So their relationship is long distance, but I stay around his area, so he would want me to have a thing with me when they're not with each other. I don't know what you think you're doing. Like, if you think he's gonna treat you with respect and loyalty and blah blah blah, like, no, he's not. He's gonna treat you exactly how he's treating that girl. When he goes to see her, he acts like her boyfriend. So I think he's just trying to have his cake and eat it. At first, my friend thought it was okay, which I found weird. She thought it was okay? What kind of friendship is this? Okay, that's different. Which I found weird, but later on she fell in love with him. So I know this isn't okay to her, and I just want to know if I'm the only one finding it strange that he wants to do it with two people that are friends. No, you're not the only one that finds it strange. This is strange. This is messed up. Like, two girls cannot share a guy. Like, no one can convince me that you can. No, you can't. Like, if you're expecting him to give you all his time and energy and like fall in love with you, that's not gonna happen. He already has a girl. Like, just leave this earlier instead of later on. Like, either you guys are really not friends or something else. Like, I don't understand how you could do that to your friend. Like, if you really like this friendship, please don't interfere. Look, I'm not trying to be rude, but this is not right. And please don't share, guys. That's just not gonna work. No. I'm gonna group these into one, but I've had, so like someone said, how are you able to gain a following on Instagram because I'm trying and I don't know what to do. Another person said, it's hard to grow my page when I stay consistent and it would be nice if you gave advice. Instagram is really, for me, like I feel like there's not one way to do it, but there are stuff that you could do. Well, with me, I didn't like choose to have a following. Like, I wasn't actively trying to get a following. It just, I had like a viral picture, like a couple of those, and then I guess people just liked my aesthetic. But now I know like how to grow my Instagram. I can actually see it works sometimes when I actually try and put my effort into it. Make sure you have like well lit photos that people can see, and like make sure it's as clear as possible. That way you can attract more, you know, followers and eyes to your page, and have like a what's it called, an aesthetic to your page, something that makes you stand out. Like, have a reason for people to follow you. Like, why are they following you? It's because of your hair, your makeup, your art, you know, something like that. Anytime Instagram brings a new thing, like, use it. Like, IGTV was really good, and now Reels are really good. You can reach way more people with Reels, and you can see your followers increase as long as you keep putting cool content. And also use other apps. Like, for me, I use like Twitter. So every time I would post a picture there, like, not every time, but like I've had a couple photos from from Twitter kind of like blow up, kind of go viral, and then I just put my Instagram and told them to follow. But you want to stay consistent and make them want to keep make them want to follow you. Like for me, I feel it is hard, it's a lot of pressure, but for me I feel like people like it when I switch up my hair or when I do different looks and stuff like that. So I try to switch it up and stuff. Don't take this so serious where you think like your life depends on it, because it's really not that serious. It's just a platform that people can use. It's not everything. It doesn't make you a better person if you have like a lot of followers, and it doesn't make you like less of a person if you don't have that many followers. It's just Instagram. But do it if you want to do it for fun, but just don't take it too serious. Okay, so the next question is how to save for an apartment and how much maybe. Well, I'm gonna try and answer this as best as I can, because I didn't do this like the right way. I wanted to initially move out in March, and I moved out December 31st of last year. It was kind of rushed just because like I was dealing with certain things, and it was kind of rushed, and I do wish I saved up more, but I was secure. So for me, the advice that I got and what I would say too is have like 6 months rent saved up, or like 5 months, just so that you know like you're good for those 6 months, and then as you work and stuff you can save up for the other 6 months. And that's pretty much what I did. I saved up for like about 5 to 6 months, and I know like I have a stable income. And just make sure you do as well. You don't want to be in a situation where you can't afford to pay like your rent and everything. Just know it does add up. Only having your rent saved up isn't enough. You kind of also need to have like all your utilities covered. Just know that is a thing. Insurance possibly. Groceries and all that. Just add that all together and have like about 6 months saved up if you can, like at least 6 months saved up. And then look for affordable options. Do what works for you. Have a roommate if you possibly can. For me, I am living alone. Like I'm financially taking care of myself. I do have my brother living with me, but he's just living with me. He's younger than me. It is a lot, but just make sure you're fully ready for it before you get into it. It's not something that you can figure out as you go, and that's what I would say. The last issue that I'm going to cover, this is pretty much like I've had a lot of people asking me about this, and it's how can I deal with being unmotivated 24/7 and also having many goals. Another person said how to stay motivated in a lockdown. This is it's really hard, and I'm also dealing with it. I feel like it's important to understand that you're not the only person that's going through this right now. The whole world, the whole universe at this point is going through this pandemic and dealing with changes and everything that's happening. It is pretty crazy. Like every day I wake up and I'm like, I hope the pandemic was a dream, even though it's not. I know it's not. Like I took it really hard, and I know everyone else is taking it hard too. So just understand that it's not just you. It's not only affecting you, it's affecting everybody. It sucks, but like what can we do? Do little things that make you happy. Like for me, what I recently started doing is I started painting and trying to go back to like watching shows and doing stuff that I like. Just like spending time with myself and making sure I'm good inside before I go and like hang out with friends and all that and just deal with the world. And like even with work and everything, take a break, chill, figure out what you want to do, and don't feel like you're the only person going through this hard time. I think it's awesome to find little things that you like to do and make it like a hobby, or you could even there's so many people coming out with businesses during like this pandemic time, lockdown time. Like it gives you time to see what you actually like to do. Just try stuff. No one's judging. Do what you like and chill. And yeah, that's the advice I would have on that and staying motivated. Okay, and I think that covers pretty much everything. This was really fun to do. I generally like doing this, and I'm so excited to do more. If you guys have any dilemmas that you would like me to talk about, feel free to comment below, or also you can DM me if you feel like it's a bit more private or you want to stay anonymous. You can just DM me and just let me know like what it's for. Just say this is for Dilemmas with DELINA. Do you guys like the name? I love the name. One of my, someone that follows me on Instagram, her name is Orly. I think that's how you say it, Orly. And she, I was on live, and my original idea was DELINA deals with your dilemmas, but I felt like it was a bit long. she said Dilemmas with DELINA, and I loved it. So shout out to her. Yeah, if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought. If you would like me to do more, leave that all in the comments below, and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.